2.
Welcome to another episode of Tiger Pick Ems. This is a special edition. We're talking Mizzou Tigers getting drafted into the NFL. And I'm here with a special guest, Jackson Sally. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
You know, I'm just really excited to talk about some Mizzou Tigers today.
Yes.
So in this draft, we had 17, this is the 17th consecutive year that Mizzou has had players drafted into the NFL, and this is the largest class of Tigers since 2005. There were 6 Tigers taken in total, and then also another fun fact is that 3 are a part of Mizzou's Epsilon Delta chapter of Omega Psi Phi. That includes Josh Bledsoe, Larry Roundtree III, and Tyree Gillespie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So with our so the first guy we're going to talk about, he was taken in the 6th round, and that was Josh Bledsoe to the New England Patriots. What do you think about that?
Oh, yeah. So round 6, 188th pick. Plays deep zone. Second Mizzou secondary player to be drafted in the same draft. First time since 1983. In his 2020, 41 tackles, 6 passes broken up, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble in 2020. And he had the batted down pass on 4th down at the goal line for Mizzou that gave the Tigers the win at the end of that very close game of that game. And he's the 5th Tiger, first since 2000 to go to the Patriots.
Yeah, so he's definitely, obviously he has his questions coming out. He fell so low into the 6th round, but obviously he's a guy who's going to step up to the plate, makes big plays, as you mentioned. You know, just kind of a really good safety coming out. And then our next guy, Larry Roundtree, the power rusher at running back. What do you think about him?
He's a 3-star recruit out of North Carolina. He has some pretty good rushing ground. He's the all-time leading running back at Mizzou. And he's the first Mizzou running back to be drafted since 2015. 5th Tiger to be drafted by the Chargers. So in 2020, 972 yards in 10 games, very explosive, 14 touchdowns on the ground. And this is the 8th most in a single season in program history. All SEC second team honors.
As you mentioned, 8th most in history. So he's gotten familiar with the end zone this year. And like when he goes to the Chargers, he's gonna have to fight for snaps with Austin Eckler, who's pretty established there. But I think he can be a nice little complimentary back to those guys, so I think he's going to do great. But I think this guy coming up is your favorite, Nick Bolton. He's an excellent tackler, great speed, sideline to sideline. He's a 2nd round pick, so he's the highest Tiger taken, all SEC first team, and he had a couple of Defensive Player of the Year honors during the 2020 season. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas City Chief pick. I'm super excited for him to join this beloved organization. Yeah, he's going to be a great addition to the offensive line for the Chiefs because that's very well needed for this team, or just any addition to this team that can make the team better than last year. Having lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it's going to be great.
Yeah, and a big problem in that game was protecting Pat Mahomes. So do you think he can step in right away, or do you think he'll need a couple years? Or do you think he'll see the field at all?
I think we just have to wait and see until training camp to see what happens. So.
Yeah, definitely. And so our next guy, we have Tyree Gillespie, who got drafted by the Raiders. And he's the first safety selected since William Moore was taken in the 2nd round, 55th overall by the Falcons in 2009. So he had 46 tackles, so he's all over the field. That was 3rd most on the team. He had 4 passes broken up, and he had 1 tackle for loss. And he had 3 games with 7. He was everywhere this season, so he was really good. What do you think about him?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams need O-line help. So any O-line help that teams can get, Tyree Gillespie is gonna. Well, actually, no. Excuse me. This is a safety. Las Vegas Raiders. They probably need some help on some defense. So. Yeah, this is a great pick for them. Super excited that this safety gets some more chances to play the game he loves.
Yeah, and I really love that the Raiders picked him up. You know, the Raiders were a great team. They were a fun team to watch last year. They were in a lot of close games, but couldn't just finish the job. So I think he'll be a great addition. But I don't know if he'll see the field with guys like Abram back there for the Raiders in the secondary. So, and then with our last guy who actually wasn't drafted but was signed by the Texans was at wide receiver, who was Damon Hazelton Jr. He's a big wide receiver, had 163 receptions, but he's been a lot of places in his college career as he was a graduate transfer. He started off at Ball State, then went on to Virginia Tech, and then for his last year went over to Mizzou. So what do you think about him?
Yeah, I think this person definitely had some questions coming into the draft, which is why he was signed as an undrafted free agent. So I think he'll definitely have to take some time in this organization before he finds a spot on the starting line. Yeah, with some time to adjust to a team, maybe he can have more offensive production as he progresses in his career.
Yeah, and so with these 6 guys, I hate to put you on the spot here, but who do you think is going to be the best out of this draft class, in your opinion?
I mean, I might be a little biased, but Dick Bolton, in my opinion, might make the best production out of all of these picks. He's just a great linebacker with sideline speed, speed like he has. He's gonna be a great addition to the Chiefs, and yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to go with Larry Roundtree III. He's just a really tough runner, doesn't stop. He scores. I mean, he's a great running back. So I think he's going to do really well. And I think he could fit with any team, especially the Chargers. I really like him with Justin Herbert, giving him a run game. So I really like Larry Roundtree. He's going to be a sleeper pick in this draft, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, and so for this episode of Tiger Pick Ems, I'm Darnell Tabor with Jackson Sally, and we'll see you next time.